And tonight I am doing fan freaking tastic. Fan freaking tastic. You can't get any better than fan freaking tastic, can ya? I hope you guys are all doing well. Um, yeah, I am. I've had a day, man. I've had a day, and I am double fisting it tonight. I am not only partaking in my usual red solo cup of wine, but I also, just in case Tammy shows up, I'm not sure. She's probably off at some event because Tammy's always doing something. I also broke out the moonshine that Maddie and I made a couple months ago on the channel. So I am double fisting it tonight. It could be fun. It could get crazy. We could get wild. Who knows? Clothes might come off. You might see my bare arms. Wait a minute. You always see my bare arms. So I guess that isn't too much of a stretch. Sorry I was a little bit late coming in. I was in Mindy's live. She went over by a little bit. And I didn't notice what time it was because she usually promptly ends at 8:30. But they were talking about yarn. And if, somebody's talking about yarn, I got to be there to talk about yarn. So I switched up canvases tonight. I'm not working on my autumn, the one that Berta sent to me. What is it called? Autumn Gold or Autumn Colors? Autumn Glory? I think it's called Autumn Glory. Anyways, I am not working on that one tonight. I'm working on my Chuck-along painting. So you can see I've got this bottom row done up to here. I've just got one section left of the bottom row. But that's not too bad for 3 days. We're only on day 3 and I'm already almost done with the bottom row. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. I'm working on Sanctuary by Chuck Pinson, of course. And it is 69 by 51, so it's nice and small-ish. And it's really easy to work on. There's not much confetti at all in it for a Chuck Pinson. It's very, a lot of color blocking. So far, let me just say, so far, there's been a ton of color blocking. So I'm just going to say hi to everybody who's here. Karen's here. Karen says, I can't believe you got the D-Stitch kits out so quickly. I know, right? I kicked ass on that. I really kicked butt. I've got 3 packages that I didn't make it to UPS on Friday with that are going to have to go on Tuesday because I ended up in a dentist appointment on Friday that lasted for 3.5 hours. My plan was to go to the UPS store with my last 3 packages after I was done at the dentist, and I didn't anticipate it lasting 3.5 hours. So by the time I was out of there, I had to get home, and I just ran out of time. So I feel really bad, but I'm impressed with how quickly UPS shipped. I shipped almost everything UPS. There was only a few things that the shipping rates were cheaper to go through USPS. But most everything went out UPS, and most everybody has gotten their stuff. If you haven't yet, don't worry, because there is some stuff that I just mailed out on Thursday. So, you might not have gotten it quite yet, but I kind of rocked that. I'm pretty proud of myself. I got that stuff packaged up and shipped out pretty quickly. So if you bought something from my D-Stash last weekend, I want to say thank you. It helped a ton. And I didn't want to say anything at the time, but that money is going towards some old medical bills that I had from when I was in the hospital earlier this spring. So it was very, very helpful to get those bills paid off, or, paid down at least. So I just said hi to Karen. Karen's the only person I said hi to. Hi, Karen. Hi, Renee. Hi, Jennifer. Sue's here. Hi, Joe. How are you doing? And Judy. Dawn's here. Yes, Jennifer, I'm going to get naked wasted. And Anita's here. Hi, Linda. Anonymous is cool. How are you? I'm pretty proud of myself, right, Sue? I've got a lot of it done. Jennifer, you're working on Seize the Day. I've done Seize the Day. It's beautiful. This one's just super easy. Simply Complicated's here. Hi, how are you? Crafty and Abreler, hello. Bertie, you got 2 of your canvases today. Good, good, good. Hi, Lucy. How are you? Berta, I had to send yours out in multiple shipments, so you should have gotten like a shipment of 2 long boxes, I think, and then a shipment of a big box. Um, I uh, I is how I think I sent yours out. So hopefully the other one will be coming. I mean, I shipped them out both at the same time. You would have thought they would have both got there at the same time, but who knows? Shipping is weird. But even to Alaska, all the way to Alaska, and it got there that fast. That's crazy, crazy fast shipping. I'm pretty impressed with that. And I did end up using that Pirate Ship app, and it worked really, really well. So if any of you guys ever need to ship something, as long as you have a printer at home, and you don't have to use labels, I just printed on regular paper and then taped them onto the package. But Pirate Ship gave much better shipping rates than what that you would have if you just walked in there with a package to ship. By like, I mean, since I was shipping so much, it ended up saving you guys quite a bit, because almost everyone bought more than one of something, so it made it really a good cost savings to buy multiples, because I combined shipping and charged the actual shipping rate, and it ended up being a lot less than what I had anticipated it was going to be, which was marvelous. Um, it still did cost about, like, just for a package, like the mystery bundles, those ended up costing me a little bit more to ship than what I thought they were going to. But, no big deal. It is what it is. I just didn't estimate correctly on those. So you win some, you lose some. But I'm glad that everybody got their stuff. And, yeah. You only have a corner done, Sue? Sue, which one are you doing? Crafty Enabler says, I haven't had the pleasure of working on a Chuck Pinson yet, but I enjoy following the Chuck along. His paintings are amazing. Brenda, yours did not get shipped yet. It will get shipped on Tuesday. I'm sorry to say, because I didn't get that, like I said, until Friday. I was at the dentist all for 3.5 hours, and I was in a hot mess after I left there. So, but I did not get a chance to ship it on Friday, but it will go out on Tuesday, and everybody seems to be getting theirs within a couple of days. So I would say that there's no reason why you wouldn't be the same way. Yours wouldn't work out the same way. Gail says, I'm working on Treasures of the Great Outdoors. Got a strip of about 5 by 20. Awesome. Autumn Bridge, Sue. I'm going to have to look that one up. I don't know what one that is. Is that a newer one? I'm going to look it up right now. Autumn Bridge. Let me pull it up here. No, not Max. Autumn Bridge. So, Jeff was really busy today. He got up at 6 o'clock this morning, and why isn't it coming up? I don't want to spin to win. I just want to see Autumn Bridge. Autumn Walk, Autism, View Up Products, Autumn Glory, Autumn Path, Autumn Bridge. Oh, I love that one. You know, the only thing I don't like about this one, and this is one Chuck Pinson that I don't have. I love the original artwork. I don't like the rendering, and this is so petty. This is so petty. I do not like that dark outline along around the wagon wheel. Now, I realize I could probably substitute those drills for a different color, but I just don't like the way that dark outline looks on there. But you could always, like I said, substitute it for a different color. No big deal. Yeah, Jennifer, your box was pretty big. Now, was it Jennifer or Patty? Um, one of yours, I stuffed a whole bunch of. One of you's getting 2 packages. I stuffed a whole bunch of drills into a DAC box, but then I still didn't have enough room, so I had to send a second padded envelope with more drills. And I probably should have told you that so that you weren't thinking that you were missing drills. And I can't remember if it was Jennifer or Patty that I had to do that with. Sweet Life. Yes, I have done Sweet Life as well, Joe. I have done, I have Sweet Life hanging up in my living room right now. And the one I'm working on that Berta sent me, the Autumn Glory, I'm going to hang that one up in my back living room when it's finished. But that one's Abraham Hunter. That's not a Chuck Pinson. But I love his art too. I think he has just absolutely gorgeous art as well. I would be honestly, I think I would be hard pressed to pick a favorite between the two of them. The one thing is, Abraham Hunter does a lot of, not a lot, but like animals. You know, he has those diamond paintings that have like the animals. And I'm not so much into that. That's just not really my thing. And so, but as far as landscapes go, I think that Abraham Hunter is a wonderful, wonderful, very talented landscape artist. So, in terms of landscapes, I think I'd be hard pressed to choose a favorite between him and Chuck Pinson. Sometimes Chuck's paintings, and I love them, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love them, but some of them have a little bit too much going on for me. Like I did, oh, I guess this one was alright. Reflections on Country Living. That one was alright. That one didn't have too much going on. But there's a couple of them where it's just like, maybe a couple less birds or a couple less deer in the yard or something like that it would have been okay if it had been done, finished, without a couple of those elements. I don't know. Does anybody know what I mean? I'm not hating on him. Don't get me wrong. I love me some Chuck Pinson. Don't get me wrong about that. Anonymous is cool. You should have gotten your diamond painting by now, too. I hope you got that. A Moment Down Memory Lane is so beautiful, Renee. Hi, Mary Lou. No, it wasn't you, Jennifer. It must have been Patty then. I couldn't remember who it was. Hi, Stacy. Hi, Tammy. I was just talking about you. I was saying that I am double fisting it tonight. I've had a day. So I've got my red Solo cup of wine, but then I also broke out the bottle of moonshine. So I'm hitting it. I'm double fisting. I'm rolling double tonight because it's been a doozy of a day. I don't know how long this stuff keeps, but it still tastes good. So anyways, Jeff got up at 6 o'clock this morning, and at 6 a.m. he was chopping vegetables to make his homemade fresh salsa. So when he makes his homemade fresh salsa, he doesn't can it. He just makes it, it's just refrigerator salsa. It's more like a pico that has to be eaten within, a week or two. He puts enough salt and stuff in it that it acts as a preservative, and it lasts for about 2 weeks. But he made 2 giant batches of pico. So he was chopping away for literally probably 5 hours today. Then we went out to my mom's house because I had to return that deer tag. I never did end up getting a deer. So I had the tag for it in case I did get one. And those have to be returned to the DNR if they're unused. So I had to go out to my mom's and return my deer tag. And my mom gave us 15 pounds of green beans from her garden. If anybody can conceptualize what 15 pounds of green beans is, it's a lot. It was like a kitchen size garbage bag plus a grocery bag full of green beans. So then Jeff was processing green beans, getting them, and we don't can. We don't have. We neither one of us know how to can, so we basically freeze everything like that. So he got a lot of those beans processed, quite a few of them processed. And then he's going to make dilly beans tomorrow. So he's going to pickle some green beans. And my mom also gave him a bunch of pickles. So he's going to make pickles tomorrow too. So my kitchen, literally, right, and then she gave me a bunch of squash. I've got acorn squash, I've got zucchini squash, I've got some spaghetti squash. I've got all kinds of squashes. My kitchen, and tomatoes. Talk about tomatoes. Oh my gosh, we have so many tomatoes and green bell peppers and poblano peppers and habanero peppers. My kitchen right now looks like a farmer's market. Like literally, there's not a flat surface to put anything. Couldn't put anything down if I wanted to. Hi, Lisa. How are you? Okay. Oh, Mary Lou, you bought a roll of crochet thread. What size hook? Now, that is going to depend on the project. So, it's going to should recommend a hook size. It recommends a 1.5 millimeter hook for number 10 thread, for size 10 thread. So, a 1.5 millimeter. I would say if you're not comfortable with something that small, you could do a 1.75. Or a 1.80. Sometimes they don't come in 0.25 increments when they're that small. So anything between a 1.5 and a 2 you would be fine with. Millimeter. And I know that on Amazon they do sell a Susan Bates set of 4 steel crochet hooks in the small sizes that are specifically geared towards using the crochet thread. And I think it was like $7 for a set of 4 different sizes if you like the Susan Bates style inline hooks, which those are my preference. But everybody has, everybody's got their own preference whether they like the tapered hooks or the inline hooks. But I like the inline hooks. Oh, you had to refresh, Tammy. I was saying that I'm double fisted tonight. I'm drinking wine and moonshine, and I was thinking about you because I broke open the moonshine. Because I've had quite a day. You bought yarn, Lisa? You want to do the chevron pattern? Good luck to you. I'm going to tell you what. I have crocheted some of the most intricate patterns that I've ever seen in existence. Have you guys ever seen, look up if you want to see it, have you ever seen Theia, Theia, or what is the other one called? What's it called? Everybody's doing it. Anyways, but I have crocheted some stuff. I've crocheted some intricate things. I cannot crochet a chevron or wave pattern. Can't do it. Cannot do it. For the life of me, I can't do it. And the counting screws me up, and I always end up with chevrons that look like, I don't know what they look like, but they don't look like chevrons. But I wish you the best of luck. You're a better woman than I am. Hi, Sacha. How you doing? Joe, I don't eat a lot of salsa. Jeff eats a lot of salsa. He eats, okay, you know those storage containers, like food, like they're like I think they're like Rubbermaid food storage containers that are about that big and that deep with the lids. He eats about half of one of those every single day full of salsa. But then we also do gift it away. He'll give some to Maddie and Austin, and he'll give some to his parents. We took up some out to my parents today. He gave some to my sister. So we do gift a lot of it too when he makes it. If we could learn how to can, which I know it's not that hard, it's just a matter of doing it. We would probably be in a lot better shape. And we've tried doing that fresh salsa and freezing it, but when it gets thawed out, it's just too watery and it doesn't taste the same. So the fresh salsa that he makes it with fresh garlic, fresh tomatoes, fresh cilantro, fresh onions, and I believe he used habanero peppers. They were whatever peppers they were when he was at the nursery, they were the step above jalapenos in terms of hotness. So he puts all that together with salt and cuts it all up. Lots of cilantro. Gotta have a lot of cilantro in my fresh salsa. And that is his famous salsa. And it's really, really good. We really like it. But yeah, we eat a lot of it. And it's so funny because we used to buy these chips, tortilla chips. They were called Santitos. And they would have on the bag, it said $2 only. Like, was printed right on the bag, $2 only. Well, they raised their prices because haven't prices been raised on everything food-wise? I mean, everything has gone up. So he bought 2 bags, 1 bag from one store, 1 bag from another store. The price printed on one of the bags said $2.29 only, and the price printed on the other bag said $2.49 only. So 2 different stores, 2 different prices, same chips. Isn't that kind of crazy? That they would, I mean, and that's the manufacturer making the packaging like that. Not the store marking the price as such. That was the manufacturer determining the price. So I thought that was nuts. But yeah, so he's got his dill. We went out. We had a blast at my mom's today because my mom has fresh dill that she grows, and so he was able to pull dill to have fresh dill for his pickles tomorrow, and fresh cukes to make the pickles. And like I said, he'll pickle some green beans too. And all the fresh ingredients. Love this time of year with all the fresh ingredients. It's harvest time here in Michigan and time for everybody to be doing all their fall canning and fall food processing. Is it for everybody? I mean, if you guys live in the southern part of the United States, are we past that for you? Have you already done all of your vegetable harvesting and food storing away for the winter? Or do you even do that? Is that just a northern thing? I would be really interested to know that. Because up here in northern Michigan, canning and processing, your crops from your gardens is like a big deal. Everybody's doing it right now. Everybody's, it's hard to even find a canning jar in the store. Jennifer, you love chevrons? I love you. Whoa, Sue, your sister has 100 pounds of honey? 100 pounds of honey. Holy crap. You know what? I know a kid who could eat, maybe not 100 pounds of honey, but I know a kid that could probably eat 20 pounds of honey, and that's my son. He puts that shit on everything. I'm telling you what, he is a honey freak. Especially if it's like fresh honey, not from the grocery store honey, if it's real like from the hive honey. He loves it. Absolutely loves it. We have some friends up north who keep bees, and every time we go up there, he asks if we can go get some fresh honey because yeah. It was so funny. So, my friend who has her cottage up north, that's where the beekeeper that we know is at. It's actually a cousin of my friend Jennifer's. And he has I don't know, do you call them hives? Bee boxes, honey boxes. And all of a sudden, he went out one day and his boxes were gone. They were just missing, and all of his bees were gone. And he was like, well, what the hell? Well, come to find out, somebody was driving down the road like a mile away and saw these bee boxes in the road. And the bees were all like swarming around the boxes. So he loaded them up in the back of his truck very carefully. And then he noticed the name on the bee boxes and knew where they had come from. And so returned them. A bear, or bears plural, had stolen these bee boxes to get the honey out and traveled a distance of over a mile with them trying to get at the honey. Isn't that something? Bears are determined little suckers. Big suckers, but determined big suckers. So anyway, speaking of wildlife, didn't see any deer hunting, but my stepdad did see a coyote. So that was interesting. Didn't get a shot off at it because coyote are nuisance animals here. They kill livestock and whatnot. So they are legal to, it is legal to shoot a coyote if you see it. But he was facing towards the neighbors' houses, so he couldn't get a shot at it. But I thought that was pretty cool that he got to see a coyote. I didn't see shit. I see more deer in my backyard than I saw hunting, which was really disappointing. Really disappointing. And then not youth, but early doe season is the weekend of September 18th here in Michigan. And I'm not going to be able to participate in that because I don't know if anybody was watching my pop-up live yesterday, but I'm getting some extreme dental work done on the 12th. And so I am going to be like in healing mode for quite a while. At least a couple of weeks. So I'm not going to be able to do the doe hunt, which I'm totally bummed about. Totally bummed. Let's just put it this way. My mom and my husband say that I'm not going to be able to do it. Now, if I feel up to it, I'm going to do it. I'm just going to buck up and put on my big girl underoos and say, the hell with you guys. I'm going hunting. Hunting, other than having to drag a deer, if I'm on my own and I have to drag a deer, that would put some, strain or whatever on me. But if I've got somebody there to help me, what the hell? It's not that hard to point and shoot. Lisa, you trying to find a pattern for shit? Oh, I'm way behind in shit. Holy bajolies. Super behind in shit. Tammy says, went on a drive to Woodby Island today for fresh steamed mussels. Fresh steamed mussels. That sounds delicious. I've got a story about that. What's the difference between a mussel and a clam? Somebody tell me in comments. What's the difference between a mussel and a clam? Freshwater, and I'm talking freshwater. Yes, that Sia pattern is gorgeous, isn't it, Jennifer? Oh, so pretty. So I've done that, but I can't do a chevron or a wave stitch. Undulating pattern. Can't do it. Can't do it. Ugh, Sacha, that does not sound good. Stomach issues. I know how you feel. I have IBS, and I take some pretty strong medication for it. And my pharmacy, it's a very expensive medication. It's only been, in fact, my insurance doesn't even cover it. I had to get a special allowance or a special waiver from my insurance company for them to cover it. And if I didn't have insurance, it would be like over $3,000 a month. But it works so well. It works better than anything I've ever been on, and I've been on everything. That's why the insurance finally approved it, because of the, what do they call that? The continuum of care or whatever. You have to try so many uh, less powerful things before they'll move you on in the formulary to, the next thing. So I have been on just about everything out there for my stomach issues. And so finally I'm on this Viberzi, it's called. And it's the only thing I've found that really works for my IBS. But because it's so expensive, my pharmacy doesn't keep it on hand. They don't order it until I put in a refill request. So when I put in a refill request, then they have to order it. So I can't get it like next day. I always have to wait for them to get it delivered, which is a mess because I'm not a very organized person. So I don't plan in advance. Oh, hey, I've only got 5 left. I better call and refill my prescription. I wait until I take the last one out of the bottle, and then I'm like, oh, I better call and get my refill. So I get screwed every time, and that happened again today. And of course, with it being the holiday weekend, I've got to wait until Tuesday now, get that picked up. And then now with me drinking, that's not going to help things at all. So I'm going to be in the same boat with you tomorrow morning, if not later on tonight, with having bad stomach issues. So I hear you, girl. I hear you. Berta says the only chevron I do is when I get the pattern and yell bingo. That's right. Bingo! Hi, Patty. Oh, Anita, canning season is over in Missouri. Okay. You've never had fresh honey, Lisa? Oh my gosh, it's so delicious. Yes, Joe, I agree. A lot of people did start growing and canning during the pandemic, and that's what happened with. Oops, I'm sorry. The dog stepped on my tripod thing. I think that's what happened with jar shortages. So you can't. It's so hard to find jars and lids. Jeff did manage to snag a dozen of each size today, jars and lids. So that's good. But yes, the pandemic really, really kicked that into overdrive with the planting and canning. And we've always had a garden, and we've always just we have a lot of tomatoes. In fact, what Jeff doesn't make into salsa, I will make into stewed tomatoes, but I don't can them. I just freeze them in gallon size freezer bags, and it works just as good. I mean, you can't keep it quite as long. You can keep frozen stewed tomatoes for, I'd say, 6 to 8 months, but I use all my stewed tomatoes in the winter anyways when I'm making a lot of chili and stuffed green peppers and goulash and stuff like that you use stewed tomatoes for. I make a lot of cabbage soup in the winter. I call it it's called junk pile soup because I put everything in it. I put hamburger, cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower, green beans, corn, carrots, and stewed tomatoes in this soup. And it is, and potatoes. And it is so, 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 so good. But it's garbage can soup. It's just got a little bit of everything in it. But it's really, really good. Cabbage is the main thing. I put 2 whole heads of cabbage in it when I make it. But that's a definite winter favorite of ours in this house that uses stewed tomatoes. So the more stewed tomatoes I have, the better. Luckily, we have 2 freezers. We have one in the house, in our refrigerator in the house, but then we have a second refrigerator and freezer in our mudroom. So we have room to keep stuff like that. Patty, That is so sweet. I am so glad that you love everything. I'm so glad to hear that. And you know what's funny? I thought to myself, okay, Angie, with these mystery bundles, I was like, I've got, X amount of Christmas ones and X amount of miscellaneous ones, X amount of special drill ones. And I thought, should I start going through these and like trying to decipher like what I think somebody would like? And then I'm like, no, that would take me a lifetime. So I just randomly grabbed bags that were labeled missile because I had everything pre-bagged up. I had, 5 miscellaneous bags and 5 Christmas bags and whatever. I had everything already packaged up, and when with the orders, I just randomly grabbed whatever people had ordered and shipped them that way. I'm so glad that you got something that you liked. That makes me happy. That makes me happy. Of course, I mean, you can't always make everybody happy all the time, but I'm glad at least you were happy. Stuffing your hole, Mindy. Why were you stuffing your hole again? You already ate. You had hot dogs and chips. You didn't need to eat again. Jennifer says, oh, hi, Cartoonist Brian. How are you? Very lovely work. Thank you. My son started a garden at my parents' house this year, still harvesting. He's bringing back the tradition. My grandparents had 2 acres, always helped in the garden when I was a kid, loved it. My mom is 2 people, her and my stepdad. And up until recently, my stepdad actually worked in Georgia for 4 weeks out of 6. He would come home every 4th week. Okay, so he was gone more than he was home. And my mom planted a garden. Honestly, the garden probably encumbers a couple of acres. It's ridiculous. She has something like 63 tomato plants. She has 4 rows of green beans. She has all of this pumpkins and squash and peppers and carrots and everything in the world you could even imagine, and all for just 2 people. And I don't know why she continues to plant such a huge garden for just the 2 of them. But I'm glad she does, because, we get to reap the spoils of it. Yes. Yeah, Sacha and Jennifer, insurance sucks. Who are they to decide what medicine works for me? Like, seriously. There's another medication that I take. I have a bladder disease. And there's a medication that I took for years that was a urinary analgesic. And I took it for literally years and years and years. And all of a sudden, my insurance company says, we're no longer going to cover that because the FDA doesn't recognize that as whatever. So now they don't cover it, so I don't get that anymore. And it's one of the things that really, really helped me. I mean, I have such a bad time with it to the point that I have 2 neurostimulators implanted into my nerves, my sacral nerves, to try to control my bladder impulses. And this medication really helped me. And now I can't get it. And there were 2 of them actually. The one was like $2,400 a month. There's no way I can afford that. So I just had to stop taking it. And it's ridiculous. They shouldn't get to, I mean, it just, I don't know. It sucks. Insurance is getting worse and worse. Okay, sorry, I had to get a drink. Oh, Mindy, be stuffing that hole. Okay. I thought you meant stuffing your pie hole. Everybody else was going in a totally different direction with that. You guys are all bad. You guys all have naughty minds. You guys are all super naughty. You were thinking something else. I was thinking she was stuffing her pie hole. I was thinking she was eating again. You guys went a whole different direction with that. Usually I'm a little bit more on top of those nuanced you know, innuendos. I'm losing it. I'm losing my game. Christopher needs to be here. I'm not on top of my game right now. Oh, speaking of being on top of my game, I'm really not on top of my game. I want to show you guys something I just got. Hold on. Let me go to the bottom of chat. Irene is here. Hi, Irene. I am so happy to see you. Oh, I am so happy to see you. Yeah, Mary Lou, I hate gutting and cleaning too. That's why I'm thinking if I'm in a bad way, somebody else can gut and clean for me. Irene, I was really just thinking about you. I have a question. I have a diamond painting not sticky. I got some tack-it. How long do I let it dry before I can put cover paper on it? Okay, so I have a quick question for you, Irene. Did you get the Eileen's tack-it over and over? Where is mine? Oh, shoot. I had it sitting right here. Where is it? Okay, because the stuff I got was called Eileen's Tack-It Over and Over. And it needed to dry for a good few hours before I covered it up. Basically, when I put it on, it was white. And then as it dried, it got transparent. And then, but when it was transparent, it was still sticky. It was just like, you know, what your normal canvas should be. And then that's when I covered it up. Was after it got to where it was transparent again. Oh, Lisa, that sucks. That sucks so bad. Yeah, I hate to see how much that's going to cost. That's going to be ridiculous. So I got a new diamond painting I want to show you guys. I didn't do an unboxing on it. And I want to show you because it's a first for me. And so we're going to open it. We're going to open it. I haven't gotten a new Crystal Canvas Arts in eons. I'm telling you, it's probably been a year since I got a new Crystal Canvas. But I was just intrigued by the thought of the square crystals. So let's check it out. I just cut the box open so I could get in there. I got my toolkit there. I just want to see what it's going to look like. Ooh, they changed. Did they always have this soft backing? I don't know. And I've got this diamond painting with sparklers little thing on here. Offering Christmas. Oh, so this is from DP with Sparklers. They're offering Crystal Canvas customers 10%. Nice. That's cool. I'll keep that. That popped right out of there. And those are square crystals that are in there. But let me show you what I got. I got this. It's not showing up real well on the camera. The colors are not showing up real well on the camera. But it's going to be so pretty. It goes from green to yellow to orange to red to blue to green down at the bottom. So it's like a rainbow mandala with a black background. And this one is all in square crystals. It's going to be so pretty. It's a 45 by 45 with 29 colors. Now, of course, the majority of them are going to be black. I'm going to roll this way so I can flatten it out. Oh. The soft back is new, Mindy? I thought so. I thought it was. I didn't remember Crystal Canvas having a soft back like this. It's been, like I said, it's been a while since I've ordered one or worked on one. Let me see. Feels nice and sticky. you know I want to play with this right now. And I can, it's in baggies. Should I set my chuck along aside and play with this? Why not? I really am really curious about these square crystal drills. I know a lot of people have done them already, but I never have, and I'm very curious about them. Let's give it a whirl. What the hell? Why not? We don't have anything else going. What's it gonna hurt, right? It's not gonna hurt a darn thing. Let me put these drills, or I'll just grab a different tray. Yeah, let's work on this. That'll be fun. We'll do something new. Thank you, Jennifer. I love it too. I love it too. So, Mindy, that's weird that your placer still isn't working even with the glue dots in it. It's got to be something to do with the multi-placer. Maybe it's like, do you have an, okay, this is going to sound, did you stuff enough in your hole? Do you have enough stuffed in your hole? Just, maybe you need to stuff more in the hole. That's just my, you know, just an idea. Ooh, these are pretty. These are really pretty. I think I'm going to like this. I think I'm going to like this a lot. I put an awful lot in that tray, but we got a lot of black to cover. Ooh, ooh. And you guys, okay, you know how, okay, and maybe I'm telling you stuff you already know. But you know how the flashing backed crystals of black used to be just opaque? These actually, they're black, but they actually look like they're not completely opaque. Like they have a little bit of translucence to them. And it could be my, no, it's not. It's definitely not my imagination. This is going to be gorgeous, you guys. This is going to be so cool. Oh, I'm excited. I'm excited about this one. Yeah, no, the black are not resin, Sue. They're not. So, you know what? Yes, start number 51. Yep, it is. And here it goes. First drill is placed on start number 51. But that is so cool that they're not resin. I am so excited about this. So this is probably going to be boring to watch because I'm just going to be placing a bunch of black drills, but that's okay. The easier to talk to you with. Oh my gosh, it's going to be so beautiful. I can't even stand it. I can't even stand it. This is going to be so cool. That is such exciting news. See, I don't keep up with things like I should. I'm a horrible YouTuber. I should have known all this stuff already. But I guess I just don't pay good attention. Because I do have, in fact, I'm looking at one of my crystal canvas arts right now that I started a long time ago that actually, Sue, I never counted as one of my whips because it's been so long since I looked at it. It was hidden on one of my shelves that I had covered in yarn. So I had completely forgotten that it was even there. So this is technically probably whip number 52. That's okay. That's okay. It'll keep me busy for a while. You got to think, I just got rid of a whole bunch of my diamond paintings, so I need all those whips to keep me busy. Now, do you guys, when you're multi-placing like this, just a question, just out of curiosity. Now, I don't feel comfortable using anything bigger than a 4-placer. I'll use a 7-placer for like huge multi-placing areas like this. I will use a 7-placer. But honestly, especially with I'm having a couple beverages, I honestly don't feel very comfortable with anything bigger than a 4-placer. But do you stagger? In other words, do you do like if you're doing 4 in this row, I always like move one over for the next row and move one over for the next row so that all of my lines don't end up in the same spot. Does anybody else do that? Do you see what I mean right there? How I'm staggering them up from the side? Or do you just go in a row and call it good? I'm just curious. Curious if I'm a weirdo. I mean, I know I'm a weirdo. $51, $61, $81. What the heck is that, Mindy? $51, $61, $81. Oh, Tammy, you finished Black Labrador? That's awesome. That thing is so beautiful. I absolutely loved it. No, Sue, the background is not mixed colors. The background is completely black. And then just the mandala is multicolored. I know it's real hard to see in the camera. It's a lot easier to see it in person. But just the, let's see if I can get it closer. Yeah, the background is completely black. Mindy says yes, she staggers. Patty staggers on squares. Jennifer staggers in 4 places. Whoop whoop. Being weird is where it's at, right, Jennifer? But Irene says I'm not weird. So thank you, Irene. I appreciate that. And Irene, let's everybody wish her a happy belated birthday. It was Irene's birthday, I think, was it last week or 2 weeks ago that you celebrated a birthday, Irene? So everybody wish Irene a happy belated birthday. I hope you had a good one. I hope you partied hard and celebrated it up. I hadn't seen you in a while, and I'm happy you're here. So Nate, okay, I gotta tell you the continuing saga of Nate and his girlfriend. Okay, Nate and his friend. So I've told the story about Nate asking to go on a up north weekend trip with his friend named Sam. And I let him go on this trip with a friend named Sam and didn't find out till a week later that the friend named Sam was actually a girl. Well, Sam and Nate have been hanging out quite a bit lately. And in fact, right now, Nate is at Sam's house. I was supposed to pick Nate up from Sam's house at 8:30 before I went live. I told him 8:30 is the latest he could stay because I have to go live at 8:45. And it's Saturday night, and Jeff likes to have a couple of root beers on Saturday night. So he wasn't going to be able to drive to go pick Nate up. So that was, that was the deal. That was my job. So Nate texts and asks if he can stay later, if they can bring him home. And I said, sure, that's fine. Well, last weekend when Nate went to Sam's, Sam made Nate a bracelet. And so last night, Nate and Jeff were outside forging and working in the garage. And Nate asked if he could make Sam a necklace. So I am pretty sure that Sam is actually a girlfriend. I am 100% sure that Sam is actually a girlfriend. So now I'm wondering, at 14 years old, how... I don't want to let them be that serious. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to discourage it because about the time I start discouraging the relationship, I don't want him to rebel and want it even more. So I don't want to like tell him no, he can't see her or go over there. But on the other hand, he's much too young to be having a girlfriend, in my opinion. In my opinion. But that's the goings on of Nate and his girlfriend. So this weekend, Maddie's a little bit jealous. And I told you guys the big news a couple weeks ago. And if you weren't here for the big news, I will type it in chat because I don't want to say it out loud, just in case Maddie watches this. So I'm just going to type it in chat real quick. Okay. So that's the big news. So they are up north this weekend. Maddie and Austin went up north this weekend. We are dog sitting Junebug. Junebug's here. They went up north this weekend to celebrate with some friends as a surprise. Their friends, Danny and Hannah. Danny is going to propose to Hannah this weekend. And he invited Maddie and Austin to come up to celebrate with them after he does the proposal. So all of their families are up there, and Maddie and Austin are up there to help celebrate the engagement after Danny proposes. So Maddie was acting like a little brat about it. Like a jealous little brat because Hannah was getting proposed to. And I wanted to like slap her and be like, would you just stop? You're going to ruin it for yourself. You know what I mean? Like, your time is coming. Don't be in such a, don't be such a poop. Don't be such a little shit about it. But then I don't know if you guys also heard when I went live yesterday with Maddie and Austin. Austin is going to be playing in a show in Las Vegas with a band in October. And so Maddie's going to try to go out there too. And here's what I'm worried about. I'm worried that they're going to get married out there. And I'm going to be so pissed if they come home married from Las Vegas. Jeff, no comments from the Peanut Gallery. No comments from the Peanut Gallery. If you want to be in this conversation, you can come in here and join in. Uh-oh, Jeff said he's going to turn off the Wi-Fi because he's making comments from the Peanut Gallery, but he doesn't want to come in and talk with us. Jeff is encouraging them to get married in Vegas because he thinks it'll save us a lot of money. So he's all for it. He's all for getting married in Vegas. So this is kind of fun, this square crystal canvases. I'm glad I got this. Pretty fun. I mean, it's pretty boring doing all black, but, you know, I like the looks of it. You can definitely, let me see it. Let me hold this up and see if you can, oh yeah. You can definitely tell the difference between that and the black resin. Definitely. Those look awesome. This is going to look so cool when it's done. I am going to hang this up next to my crystal canvas art. I have the lips with the teeth. You know what I mean? That's from Crystal Canvas. I'm going to turn the camera so you can see it, and then I'll turn it right back. Ignore my messy craft room. Well, let's see if I can turn the camera that far. Wait, that's just yarn. We're almost there. Can you see it? No? Oh, you just see that? There we go. The lips with the teeth. I'm going to hang this one up right next to it. Yep. Just ignore my messy craft room. It's getting better, though. Mindy can tell you it's getting better. It's not as bad as it used to be. Mindy saw it at its worst. At its worst. You know what, Berta? Yes, Patty, those are the lips that were biting my head last week. Exactly. And it was funny how that chair was sitting right perfectly, so it looked like those lips were just chomping on my head. Okay, Berta, here's my question. Jeff's the dad. Nate's a boy. I had the talk with my daughters. I feel like it is Jeff's responsibility to have that talk with Nate. I feel like there are things that a man needs to say to a man that are going to come off better if Jeff talks to Nate rather than me as a woman talking to Nate. I mean, I've gone to the extent where I have said to him, respect her, and no means no, and you know where babies come from, right? And you better not make me a grandma. I mean, I've said those kinds of things, but I feel like a deeper conversation needs to happen. And I feel like Jeff should be the one to have that conversation because I don't know what to say. I don't know what boys' things do. I don't know how boys feel. I don't know how their business works. I mean, not firsthand experience. I don't know what goes on down there. Like, okay. TMI right here. How many of you guys have sons? How many of you guys out there have sons? Adult sons or teenage sons? Just out of curiosity. Yeah, dad conversation, right? Right. Okay. So, you guys who have had sons, I am being told, Nate's almost 14. Nate will be 14 on October 1st. I have been told that he's already doing some self-exploration just because of his age. Now, me, being the mother of this sweet, innocent little child, does not want to believe that. How many of you think that that's going on? For sure, 100%. Yeah, you guys think so? Okay. Oh, you guys. You guys are killing me. I don't want to think that. What is wrong with me? Am I just an ostrich with my head in the sand? I feel like an ostrich with my head in the sand because I just don't see him doing that. I just don't see it. I think Jeff needs to talk to him. And I know if it's not happening already, it's going to be happening soon. So I think, yeah, Jeff needs to talk to him about urges and such. Why was it so much easier with I mean, I guess it was easier with the girls because I was a girl. So it was easier for me to talk to them about boys and what boys are going to want to do and how to prevent that from, or not prevent it from happening, but how to stand up for yourself. And I don't know, I just feel like girls were easier in this department. I just feel like they were a lot easier in this department. You know, though, I did not find out, and this is terrible. I feel horrible as a mother. I did not find out for years and years afterwards that in high school, Maddie had a boyfriend who was verbally and physically abusive to her. And she never told us. And it breaks my heart that she went through that and never felt comfortable bringing it to us, because it's something that still traumatizes her. And he was extremely possessive, and it was just a bad situation, and I feel so bad that it's something I didn't know about. But you know, Maddie is a pretty straightforward girl, and she told me, she's like, Mom, honestly, I didn't tell you because I knew you would make me stop seeing him, and I was afraid of what you would do to him. And I was so messed up and wrapped up in the situation that I didn't want to lose him. So I didn't want you to know. Which makes me feel a little bit better, but it still makes me feel sad that my poor baby had to go through that. You know what I mean? Like, you don't ever want to wish any harm to come to any of your kids, and to know that they lived under your roof and under your care, and you weren't able to protect them from something so hurtful is just, it was a really hard thing to come to grips with, because I felt like, what was I doing at the time that I didn't notice that this was going on? You know what I mean? How selfish was I being that this was going on right under my nose and I didn't even know? So that's, you know, you just gotta stay on stuff. Just gotta stay on it. Oh, I cut you guys off? Oh, I'm back. Oh, I cut us off. I'm sorry, Berta. I didn't mean to cut you back. Oh, Dale verified it, Mindy. It's happening. Dang it. Berta, I don't want to hear that he's doing it in the shower. He takes a shower in our shower. Yuck. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Jennifer says, I found porn on my son's tablet. Kind of forced me to have a conversation. Hubby chickened out. Ugh. Right, Patty? I don't feel like I don't feel like Nate is gonna open up to me and have that conversation like he would with his dad. I feel like his dad needs to have that conversation. The only thing is, they're both awkward. Like, Jeff is so super awkward. I can't even imagine the conversation going down. I think what's going to happen is it might have to be a family conversation. And I'm going to have to, like, fill in the blanks for Jeff, because he's going to only, like, say half-ass of a thing. Yeah, Jennifer, you're right. It is very easy to hide an abusive relationship. And it's, yes, it can be very easy to hide that. And especially, like she said, it wasn't something that she wanted help with. She was head over heels for this guy. She was, ensnared in his trap, and she didn't want it to be intercepted or intervened with. So she kept it a secret on purpose. But now, I know this kid, and he's not a kid anymore. He's 25 years old, 26 years old. And if I see him on the street, let me tell you, I'm going to have words. I'm going to have words because her friends actually verified what was going on. There will be words spoken if I ever see this cat. Mindy! And his room, and the pool, and the garage. Yeah. Oh, Karen, your son tells you everything? Sometimes everything that you don't even want to hear? Yeah, I don't know. I guess there's nothing that my kids could tell me that. Okay, we're going to broach a serious topic here. And I'm probably going to sound insane. If your child, and I don't know, this might upset the YouTube gods, I don't know. If your child committed a crime, a very serious crime, would you still love them? Yes or no? If your child committed the ultimate crime, would you still love them? Yes or no? I'm waiting for you guys to tell me. Then I'll tell you what my answer is. And then I have a secondary question to that. Yes, exactly. Always. You would always still love your kid, right? Now here's the hard question. Would you turn them in? I'm going to be completely honest. And I'm going to say, I don't know. I don't know if I would or not. I guess it would be situational. I would always, yeah, I guess, yes. I guess I would turn them in, but it doesn't mean that I wouldn't still always be on their side and still love them. But wait a second. Let's talk about that for a second. I said the ultimate crime. Now, if I was, for example, Casey Anthony's mother, would I still love her? Yes. Would I turn her in? Abso-freaking-lutely. Because that was the ultimate of ultimate crimes that she committed, in my opinion. And I guess there are people out there who probably still think she's innocent, and that's fine if you do. I respect all opinions. Personally, I think she did it. And I don't think I could have. Would I still love her? Yes. Could I forgive her? No. See, a lot of people saying yes, some people saying probably not, some people saying I don't know. It would be hard. It would be hard. Stacy, it's funny you should mention that. I had a niece like that. I had a niece who would come to my house and take stuff. silly stuff, just stupid stuff. But she would come over and she would take stuff. And she was about that age. She was about 9 years old. And she grew out of it. And now she's just an absolute sweetheart, lovely young woman. So hopefully that's just a phase she's going through. Oh, what I'm saying is I don't think it's necessarily a precursor of a bad personality to come. I think that sometimes it can just be a phase kids go through. Yeah, you know what, Stacey? Right. There's so much that goes into that question. Is there a mental imbalance? Was it self-defense? Um, you know, was it vigilante justice? I don't know. Um, I think I love my kids so much that I don't know if I would turn them in or not. I don't know. I honestly don't know. You don't know the case I'm talking about, Mindy? Casey Anthony? The girl who faked her own little girl daughter's disappearance, and then the baby girl was found dead, and it turned out that the mother had killed her. This was old. That's old. The Casey Anthony case is old. And then but she did get away with it. She's a free woman. But her parents backed her to an extent, and then I think the parents got to the point where they were like, nope, we can't support you in this any longer. It's like fairly obvious that you did it. Brian Laundrie's parents, Jennifer, who was that? Was that the guy that kidnapped his girlfriend or whatever and killed his girlfriend? Is that Brian Laundrie? I don't remember that. For sure. Oh, Stacey, that's a kicker right there. That's a kick in the pants, man. I don't know what I would do about that. That would be annoying. Yeah. I can't even imagine packages showing up and just Stacey's like, I didn't order this shit. What the hell is this? I didn't order this. And then your daughter just, oh, thanks, Mom. You got my package off the door. I ordered some new headphones. I ordered a new Xbox 5 or Xbox X or PS5 or whatever. I don't even know the acronyms anymore. I'm so out of the loop when it comes to technology. I just know that I get whatever Nate needs. Mary Lou, the girl is the same age as Nate, and she does not seem possessive. Now, we did make a rule that he can't just, because primarily he's just been going over to her house. So we did make a rule that she did come over here and spend the day one day. But we did make a rule that the next time they hang out, they have to hang out over here. Just because I don't want him, you never know what's going on at somebody else's house. And if they're in my house, at least I know that they're well supervised. And I know that this girl lives with her grandparents. And so I'm not sure how well supervised they are. So she seems like a nice girl, though. She seems like a very, very sweet girl. And my son Nate is an extremely shy young man. Mindy can vouch for that. Like, she couldn't even get him to say 2 words, I don't think, when she was here. He's a very, very shy guy. So if he has found, and she's a little bit more outgoing, and if he has found someone who can, like, kind of pull him out of his shell a little bit, I'm actually kind of all for it. just so maybe he can gain a little bit of social experience and a little bit of social um, confidence is what I'm looking for. Oh my gosh, Stacy, that is hilarious. That is so funny. Stacy said she told her to put stuff on a birthday list, and all of a sudden packages started showing up. She thought she told her to order it for her birthday. Oh, that is too funny. Oh, that's right, Jennifer. Yes. The cop, weren't they on a road trip or something? And the cops got called and they ended up letting him go. And then she ended up going missing, the girlfriend, that Brian Laundrie case. Yeah, I think I remember I watched it. I think I watched a documentary about that. This is looking so pretty. I wish I could get to some colors other than black. I suppose I could, but I should just keep going with black. All right, Mindy, now you're freaking me out. You think the grandparents are clueless? I hope not. I hope not. Well, yeah, the mother, and I feel really bad for this girl. And the reason why it was a single mom situation, and her mother passed away recently. And that's why she lives with her grandparents, is because she recently lost her mother. And so a part of me is thinking, I'm glad that Nate is being a friend to her and is probably being supportive to her in a time of need, you know, when she's feeling some emotional turmoil. But then a part of me is also thinking, is she feeling very emotionally vulnerable and wanting to fill a void that was left by her mother by having maybe a potentially overly serious relationship with Nate at such a young age? So I'm teetering between those two emotions with him and this girl. And I'm not sure. You know, in the end, you just want your kids to be happy. And Nate is so shy. And this is the first time he's really had a friend who he like hangs out with in person. In the past, all of his friends have been online friends through his gaming community. And so I've kind of been not nurturing it, but not discouraging it. No, Stacy, I'm so sorry. I don't mean to think it's funny. I know that that's got to be infuriating. If it was me, if I was going through it, I would be absolutely infuriated. I'm sorry. I don't mean to make light of it. I really don't. I'm so sorry. All right, Patty, good night. Linda, you're not old enough to be a great grand. Well, that's not necessarily true. My mother, now you have to keep this in context. My mother is, okay, I'm 47, which means my mother is 62. My mother was a great grandmother at 57. Yes. Yeah. So it doesn't take much to be old enough to be a great grandmother, Linda, is what I'm telling you. Because my mother had me when she was 15. I had Emily when I was 19. And Emily had Marie when she was 22. So, you know, family of young mothers here. But we're getting older and older as the generations go by. So, you know, Madeline's 25 and she doesn't have any kids yet. So we're doing good there. We're doing well there. Irene, you got married when you were 16? That's so cool. And it lasted 52 years. My grandparents got married when they were 17 and 18, respectively. And they were married for, God, 50 years before my grandpa passed away. But they got married that age, but it wasn't like a, you know, my mom was 15 when she had me, and her and my dad got married, but it was kind of a shotgun wedding. You know what I mean? It was, they got married because my mom was pregnant. But my grandparents got married at 17 and 18, but not because of a pregnancy. They just got married young. I think it was a lot more common, you know, than to do that. But then on the other hand, my other grandparents didn't get married until they were in their 30s, and they didn't have kids until they were like 35 and 36, which was very uncommon then. So my grandma, if she were still alive, my grandma was born in 1912. So if she were still alive, she'd be what, 90? Yep, she'd be 90. But they didn't get married until after my grandpa got back from the war. My grandpa was in World War II, and after he got back from the war, he met my grandma and they got married, and neither one had ever been married before. So that was kind of uncommon for the time. My grandma was basically an old maid by that time. I don't know how long it'll be before Austin and Maddie get married. Hopefully they don't wait too long. Bertie, you're not a grandma yet? I'm a grandma. 71, Linda, you could be a great-great. Yeah, you could be a great-great. Mary Lou got married at 18. You've been married 58 years. That's awesome. Oh, ha! Thanks. Thanks, Mindy. I've had a couple drinks. My grandma'd be 110. Yeah, she was born in 1912. No, she wasn't. 1914. I'm sorry. My grandpa was born in 1912. She was born in 1914. But still, that's 108. So, even though I miss my grandma, I was talking about my grandma just the other day on my live and how much I miss her, and I think about her every single day. And it's hard because I feel like I lost her too young. But there's no way that, you know, I would still have her around anyway. I feel like she should still be here with me. But alas, she wouldn't have been. She was still my best friend, though. She'll always be my best friend. Oh, Irene, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Irene. That's terrible. That must have been such a hard loss. That's wonderful that you guys stuck together, though. I know that when there's, and I know this from personal experience, and this isn't my story to share, so I'm not going to share the details of it. But in my family, in my very close, immediate family, is someone who had a child and lost them at only a couple of months old. And I believe that that is the kind of situation that either cements a marriage and bonds two people together for life, or it tears them apart. And in this situation, in my family, I was these people were very fortunate to have it be the kind of situation where it has bonded them together for life, and they've gone on to live a very, very happy marriage for 20 plus years since this happened. So, but it can be that the loss of a child is just unimaginable, completely unimaginable. Oh, that's cool, Katrina. They had to cross the state line to get married. That's neat. They were like, we're out of here. We're doing it. I got married for the first time on my 21st birthday. 100% do not recommend. 100% do not recommend getting married on your 21st birthday. First of all, you know, you guys know I've talked about it before. I was a bit of a partier when I was younger. Not so much anymore. And uh, my husband at the time that I was marrying was 14 years older than I was, which meant he was 35 and I was 21. So he was ready to settle down and just have a normal life. And I was ready to be 21 years old and party my ass off. So the night we got married, we just got married at the courthouse. It was just a simple ceremony. And we went to a bar for our, it was just like a mini informal reception with friends and family, a few friends and family. And it was my 21st birthday, and I was having a blast. I was having a hoot of a time. I was dancing on the bar in my wedding dress. I was just having a great old time. Well, my husband got a little bit tired and decided he was ready to go home. So he left me there. So here I am on my 21st birthday in a wedding dress at a bar all by myself without a husband. Yeah, that should have been my first sign that things were going to go wrong. Should have been my first sign that things were going to go horribly wrong with that marriage. Now, for my second and final time I got married, we actually got married in Vegas. And it was kind of really romantic the way it turned out. Jeff had asked me to marry him. We had been living together for a while. And Jeff is an extremely shy person. And we had been planning an outdoor wedding at my parents' house. And Jeff was very, very ill at ease about it. He was not looking forward to it. He didn't want to be the center of attention. So that all got canceled. And I was heartbroken, devastated. I mean, I had my dress, I had everything. I was ready to go. I was so excited to have this big party. I was excited it was going to be outside at my parents' house. They have a beautiful house and yard and property. And I was heartbroken. So, in my eyes, he called off the engagement. So I was like, fuck you, I'm out of here. And so, over the course of the next few months, things just weren't working out. And I was kind of not physically moving on, but mentally kind of like checking out of the relationship. So Jeff calls me one day and he says, "Can you take next week off of work? Let's go to Vegas and get married." And I was just like, "Okay, let's do it." So just like that, and this was on like a Thursday. And so I think on Saturday we flew out to Vegas, and on Tuesday we got married. So it was a little bit of a whirlwind, but it was all good. It was fine, and it was, it was the way that he wanted it done, and it was whatever was most. I mean, it's got to be comfortable for both people. It can't be all about one person. You know what I mean? Jennifer, that's terrible. That's a little bit, right, Mindy? You can see me at the bar, dancing on the bar, woo, in my wedding dress all by myself. And I was super skinny then, too. I looked good. I looked really good. But I'm sure the people at the bar were like, what the fuck? What is going on with this chick? It's not Halloween. Why is this lady in a wedding dress by herself dancing on the bar? It was a sight to behold, let me tell you that. Let me tell you that. Jennifer, that's an interesting story. My mother, I was telling you about my family member who lost a child very young. When that baby passed away, my mother was in the ICU having just had a heart attack. And we were in the same ICU, in the same hospital emergency room with the baby who had just passed. And it was up to me to go tell my mother that her grandchild had just passed away after my mom had just had a massive heart attack. Talk about a gut-wrenching, horrible, horrible piece of news to have to deliver. That was probably, honestly, one of the hardest things that I had to do in my entire life was make that admission, was to do that. It was absolutely just heartbreaking. Oh my gosh. Brenda, that's terrible. That's just a horrible set of circumstances. Lisa, I'm so sorry that you had to go through that. I mean, we've all got our stuff, right? It just goes to show, a lot of times it's easy to, and I'm only speaking to myself right now. I'm not talking about anybody else. But I know that a lot of times it's easy to look at the hard things in your life and the bad things in your life and think, why am I having to go through this right now? Why is this happening to me? What did I do to deserve this? But it's also somewhat comforting to know that other people, everybody has their stuff. Do you know what I mean? Everybody has their heartbreaks, and everybody has hard life experiences that they've had to go through. And, you know, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger is a stupid, stupid, stupid saying. But it's true. I don't know. I think it's true. Oh, Mindy, it's finally storming there? It made its way down to you, huh? It came from the north. So for us, it came down from the north. So it must have just finally made it down your way. I did get my steak and shrimp, though. Even though Jeff was soaking wet and he had to change his clothes before he could eat dinner, I did get my steak and shrimp in. Oh, it's getting late. Look at how much I got done on this. I got quite a bit done. Woohoo! And it looks so good. It looks really good. Look at those crystals. I'm so impressed. I'm so happy they went to these black crystals instead of the resins. That makes all the difference in the world to me. I might be ordering me some more crystal canvas arts. Because I didn't used to, I gotta be honest, I didn't used to absolutely love them. But I think I might be ordering some more because I'm really liking the look of this. This is looking really good. And I'm liking the way they're all sticking, and I like the canvas a lot. I'm glad that I pulled this out of the box to show you guys and started working on it. Great, now I got one more thing to work on. But I am, it is going to be beautiful. Oh, show me my melt. It's just a regular plastic multi-placer. But do you see how it's all chewed up at the tip? It's because I'm a hard presser. And my tip gets kind of ridged across the top. I don't like metal multi-placers. I like a plastic thin 4-placer. That's the only thing I use is the plastic thin 4-placers. Right, Jennifer? Exactly. Exactly. Yes, for sure, Jennifer. Do it. It's super cool. It's really cool. And it was reasonably priced, I thought, and that it shipped really, really fast. Like 4 days. It was, yeah, awesome. I'm really happy with it. I really like the squares, the crystal squares. It's neat. It's really neat. All right, you guys, I do have some metal ones, Mindy, but I don't love them. Let me see if I have metal on any of my other... Oh, man, I should have been using this 10-placer this whole time. I didn't realize that this one had a 10-placer on it. That's what I should have been using. I'm using a 4-placer. I don't do well with... Okay, I want you guys to see my skills or lack thereof. Let me get some wax in here, because this is old wax that's in here. Let me just top it off with some Not Your Mama's mud, which is the only thing I use in my multi-placers. That's my absolute favorite. And I know I don't do it right, but I reach in and I grab a goop of it, stick it on my thumb, and then I just run it across there. And that's how I fill my multi-placers, rather than dunking it in. I don't know. To me, that always worked the best. And then I just put the goop back in the little pot, and I'm good to go. All right, let's see if I can multi-place 10. I don't even know if I can do it, you guys. All right, I got 10 on there. Let's see. Oh, I did it! I did it. All right, but that's going to be my other problem is, can I get 10 of them lined up? These are all kind of sticking to the side. I think I probably need to put some more in my tray. Yeah, so I'm dog sitting, right? I'm dog sitting Junebug, who is Maddie and Austin's dog, while they're up north this weekend. And Junebug and Bo Duke, they have this relationship where they play hard for 45 minutes. And when I mean hard, they like, it's like gladiators up in here. And then they poop out for 2 hours. So they'll play hard for 45 minutes, poop out for 2 hours. It's weird. Oh, see, I left 2 on there. See, then I gotta fuss with them. To me, it's just, I don't know, maybe I will use this 10 placer. Or I'll try. I don't know if I think I can do it any faster, to be honest with you. I suppose in the long run it's probably faster, but see, like that, I didn't have them lined up right, and now they're all kittywampus on my placer. I'm just not good. I'm just not a professional diamond painter. There we go. Got those. Got those. So now this makes 3 diamond paintings that I'm actively working on. Yes, I might have 51 whips, but I've only got 3 that I'm actively working on. Oops, left one on there, see? Got it, though. Oh, no, now I got one sticking up somewhere. There we go. Nope. There we go. Better. Better, 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 better. Yep, I think 4-placer plastic is my favorite. I know, I did tell you to fill her up. I told you to fill her up. Fill her up, Mindy. Woohoo! Mindy just finished her first section of her chalk. Awesome. That is great. I've already got, did you see how many sections I had done on my chalk already? I've got 1, 2, 3 sections done, and I'm on the 4th. So I'm cruising right along. Of course, mine is really small. Well, a section is a section is a section, though. But, all right, you guys, I think I'm going to sign off. And yes, Judy, the big, bold, and beautiful event starts October and runs through November. So it's October and November. And the size requirement is 95 by 70. Or if you multiply 95 times 70, the total square centimeterage of whatever that comes out to, which I don't have a calculator. Well, I suppose I do have a calculator on my phone. I could figure that out. Uh-oh, Bo Duke must be doing something wrong. Jeff's yelling at him. But what are you geez Louise and Mindy? All right, good night, Mary Lou. And I'll just say good night to everybody. I'm going to go see Jeff. Sounds like he's having a hard time with the dogs, and I got one little dog running in here on me. She must be in trouble for something. So I better go see what's going on. But thanks you guys for joining me. And I will see you guys all in my next video. I've got at least 3 unboxing videos coming your way this week. Probably between tomorrow, Monday, and Tuesday, hopefully, if I can stay on the ball. And then I got a yarn video too. So you should be seeing lots of me this week. So thank you guys, and I hope you have a great rest of your Labor Day weekend, and you get to rest, relax, and enjoy the weather and the nature and diamond painting and all that stuff. All right, good night, everybody. Bye.